Hello everyone, myself Babita Soni. This is my training project regarding to foundation design and this is project assignment for Skyfire Labs online courses. Here there is a description about me and my college. I am from Stanley Memorial College of Science and Technology, Fagi, Jaipur. In this video we talk about foundation design. The learning outcome for foundation are introduction, uses, importance and software used for designing foundation. First, we talk about structure. Structure is divided into two parts, superstructure and substructure. Above the ground level, the structure is known as superstructure, and below the ground level, the structure is known as substructure. Now, the question is arised that what is foundation? The foundation is the part of substructure in direct contact with ground and the transmit superstructure load to the soil. The uses of foundation are it distribute load to larger areas, support the structure, provide stability to the structure and prepare level surface for superstructure. Next is importance for a proper foundation. It holding the structure on the ground, provides stability to the structure, prevent tilting of building and minimize seepage from groundwater. Next we talk about types of foundation. There are two types of foundation, shallow foundation and deep foundation. First, we talk about shallow foundation. If the width of the foundation is greater than the depth of the foundation, then it is known as shallow foundation. Example of shallow foundation are pad foundation, as you can see in this picture, and second is strip foundation. In strip foundation, the length is greater than its width and it is continuous. Next is raft foundation. If bearing capacity of soil is low or there are heavy loads on structure, then we use raft foundation. It is also known as mat foundation, in which a single slab for whole structure is casted and on it columns are built. Next is tabbed footing. If there is sloped area, then we use tab footing. Next is deep foundation. If the width of the foundation is less than the depth of the foundation, then it is known as deep foundation. Example are casing foundation, drill shaft foundation, pile foundation. Pile foundation, it is an cylindrical type structure which is embedded into the ground and load of structure is transmitted to pile and from pile load is transmitted to the soil. Next we talk about selection based on loads from the building, in which we talk about how we select our foundation according to our loads. For low risk building large span we use shallow foundation. For high risk building short span we use deep foundation. For frame structure multi-story building low concentrated load at point we use deep foundation. Soil close to surface capable of supporting structural load we use shallow foundation. For soil in which hard strata is found very deep, we use deep foundation. Ground having low bearing capacity, we use deep foundation. Ground having differential settlement, then we use shallow foundation and the type is raft foundation. Ground is not level, then we use shallow foundation and step footing. Next, we talk about foundation structure and loading, that how the loads are transmitted to soil from the structure. When loads come on wall and columns, then it transmitted to footing, then it transmitted to soil. And when there is pile foundation, then from columns the load is transmitted to pile cap, from pile cap it transmitted to piles, and from piles the load are transmitted to soil. Next, we talk about basic design process. First is assigning site condition like soil investigation report, soil strength, bearing capacity. Next, we calculate the anticipating load like load from the building load type point of application. Next is choosing foundation type like soil condition, incoming load, structural type, economic and time factor, construction problem. And last is designing the foundation area, thickness, material to be used in the foundation and the reinforced detailing in the foundation. Next, we talk about the effect on foundation and structure. First is development of crash. It is the problem area for insufficient depth of foundation. An effect on foundation is movement of foundation due to changing in water table. Second is crack for walls. Problem area from insufficient width of footing. Effect on foundation is settlement of foundation. Next is cracking of wall. Problem areas of presence of sports in a subsoil and effect on foundation is settlement occurring due to insufficient support. Next is displacement of wall. Problem area of presence of vegetation. Effect on foundation is structure mid slide or creep. Next is lateral movement of wall. Problem area of foundation near to drain and effect on foundation is inadequate support. Next is cracking and complete collapse of building. Problem areas of inadequate support to foundation from landfill and effect on foundation is excessive settlement. Next we talk about the software which we use to design a foundation. So the software which we use is safe software, and advantages are more efficient, greater flexibility, fewer flaws, time saving, and the safe software is low disk space, better design process used by top designer and film in industry, free to use evaluation version, like students are also use free, and it doesn't need any license for it. Now we talk about loads on soil. Loads carried by the load which are coming on the soil is carried by the water in pores and solid soil grains, and the solid soil grains which bear the load, that is effect, and by it the stress which is develop is effective stress, and effective stress is total, is the difference of total stress and pore water pressure, and pore water pressure is due to water molecules which are present in the soil. After that, we have talk about shear strength of soil. Magnitude of shear stress that the soil can sustain without failure is known as shear strength. Shear strength should be greater than shear failure, because if the shear strength is less than shear failure, then our structure should collapse. After that, we talk about types of shear failure in soil. First is general shear failure. It is in that case where dense and stiff soil present, failure surface are continuous, well defined, distinct, bulging of side mass, and tilting of footing. Second is local shear failure. It is occur at that place where loose and soft soil present, failure surface not well defined, doesn't reach ground surface. Slight bulging of soil around footing, failure is not sudden, no tilting of footing. Punching shear failure. It is arise at highly compressible soil and deeper elevation, no failure pattern, no bulging soil, settlement of footing. Next, we talk about bearing capacity. The ability of soil to safely carry the pressure placed on it is known as bearing capacity. No shear failure, no accident, allowable settlement, load per unit area. Ultimate bearing capacity QU, gross pressure at which soil fail in shear, is known as ultimate bearing capacity at which the soil fails in shear. Net ultimate bearing capacity is the difference of ultimate bearing capacity and overburden pressure. Next we talk about net safe bearing capacity QNS. QNS is equal to ultimate bearing capacity upon factor of safety, which we taken around 2 to 3. Net safe settlement pressure, net pressure which the soil can carry without exceeding allowable settlement, is known as net safe settlement pressure. Net allowable pressure bearing pressure. Net bearing pressure which can be used for design of foundation considering the criteria of shear failure and allowable settlement. Next we talk about allowable settlement and subgrade modulus. Allowable settlement, acceptable amount of settlement of a structure that we accept, usually includes a factor of safety. Subgrade modulus, bearing capacity of foundation against soil to produce a unit deflection of foundation, also called soil spring constant. It is subgrade modulus is denoted by K and is safe, and its formula is safe bearing capacity of soil upon allowable settlement. The stages in foundation construction. First we survey and stake out footprints, then excavate the surface where we have to construct the footing, and then footing. After that, foundation drainage system, then construct wall, enclosed bolt and beam pockets, waterproofing slabs and backfill. Now the next question is arise that what is footing? The lowermost part of foundation is known as footing. Built underground, rest on hard and compact soil. Purpose of footing: it transfer dead load and live load to soil, limit area of structural element to large area of soil, prevent movement of soil and buildings, resist settlement and lateral loads. Nature of footing are two type: point and line. Nature of footing is two type: point and line. As you can see that line load are applied. Next is flexure member. When the concentrated point load is applied, then at lower part tension stresses are generated and at upper part compression stresses are generated. And for uh, concrete we take compression and reinforcement take tensile stresses. Now we talk about distribution of soil pressure. When P load is applied on a footing, then soil distribution distribute it uniformly from downward side to keep the structure stable. When there is cohesion less soil, then the value is maximum at the center, and in cohesive soil the value is maximum at the ends. When the load is not concentrated, then due to it eccentricity is generated. If E is less than B by 6, it forms trapezoidal. If E is equal to B by 6, it forms triangular, and at one end its value is 0. If B is greater than B by 6, it forms triangle, and R reaction force which is in opposite direction to the load P. There are two type of shear: one way shear and two way shear. First we talk about one way shear. And analogous to building nature, footing bends in only one direction. Critical failure section along footing length, critical section at distance D. Two way shear, also called punching shear. Column punch through footing, shear stresses acts around the footing. Footing bends in both direction. Critical section at distance d by 2. Reinforcement layout. This is the reinforcement layout. Overall design process: first we assess the site condition, calculate anticipated load, choose foundation type, design the footing. Design of footing. In design of footing we calculate area, thickness, material, detailing layout, material, concrete and reinforcement bar. Design strip: create region within a slab used for analyzing flexure results. Design flexure reinforcement bar. Shear force moment vary along design strips. Same reinforcement in a particular design strip. Design strip are two type: column strip and middle strip. Column strip are through column center line quarter planes on both sides. Middle strip occupies middle half of span between columns. Load combination as per IS code 456/2000. There are two type of load combination: ultimate load and service load. And the for dead load it is dead load into 1.5, and for live load into 1.5, and for service load it is 1 1. Now we are taking an example for foundation design. You can see a building design which is designed in ETAP software. For it you have to construct a foundation. For that, first click on table in modular explorer, then expand analysis, then expand result, then expand column forces, then a table is arise, then change the story to story 1 because we have to design footings, so we have to choose story 1. After that, right click on load cases, then change the load cases to dead load. After that, change the station to 0. So click right click on station, then click on short ascending, then the dead load P for each column is given in this table. Now we have to check that live load for each column. So change load cases to live. So the live load for each column P should be defined. After that, we have to get detailing of the columns. So as you can see in model explorer detailing, it is empty. So for detailing of column, click on detailing, then click on start detailing. After that, you can see that the detailing of column has been erased. Column name C1, C2, C3 up to C16. There are 16 columns. Now click on model in model explorer, then click on structure objects. After that, click on story 1, then click on columns. Then double click on column 112 to see the section property of that column. As you can see, column 1 should have section property C500 into 500. You can check section property for every column. Now we have to check the section property or material type which is used. So go to define menu, then click on section property, then click on frame section, then click on column 500 into 500, then click on modify slash show, then material type is M40, and click on modify slash show rebar, then the rebar material is HYSD 500. Then you can also check for column 600 into 600. We have 16 column, but most of the column have same section property, and there are only two section property, C500 into 500 and C600 into 600. After that, click C600 into 600 for checking the material type, then click on modify slash show, then material type is M40, then click on modify slash show rebar, then the material rebar material should be HYSD 500. This is our problem statement in which there are 16 columns, and between each column the distance should be 6 meter, and safe bearing capacity of soil is 300 kilonewton per meter square, and allowable settlement should be 1 centimeter. This is the data which we collect from the ETAP software, the dead load and live load for different columns, and the material type and dimension. As you can see, our dimension are only two types, 500 into 500 mm and 600 into 600 mm. So C6, C7, C10, C11 have dimension 600 into 600 mm, and other columns have dimension 500 mm into 500 mm. And for each column, dead load and live load are given, and we need this data laterally. We should expand 2 meter from each side to cover the end column. First we have calculate subgrade modulus. So formula is SBC upon may allowable settlement. So our subgrade modulus is 3 into 10 to the power 4 kilonewton per meter cube, and our column width is 4.5, but we should take in 4 meter. Now we have start foundation designing. So first click on file menu, then click on new model, then change the design code to IS 456-2000, then check units should be in matrix. Click on modify slash show, then you can check that our units are in matrix, and click on OK. After that, click on design preferences, modify slash show, then change the clear cover top and bottom to 50-50 mm, then change preferred bar size to 22 mm, then click on OK. Then click on grid only, then change number of grid line in x direction to 19 and y direction 19, because we want 18 meter space, and change grid spacing to 1 meter in each direction, then click on OK. Our grid should be displayed. After that, click on define menu and click on material to define the materials, then click on add new material, then material type to M40, material type to concrete, and weight per unit volume, modulus of elasticity, Poisson's ratio, coefficient of thermal expansion, shear modulus, and concrete group compression stress should be changed according to this data which is given in your screen. Then click on OK. Now we have to add a new material HYSD 500. So click on add new material, then material name to HYSD 500, material type rebar, weight per unit 77, modulus of elasticity should be changed according to given data, and minimum yield stress, minimum tensile stress also change according to data which is given on our screen. Then click on OK. After that, click on OK to exit the material dialog box. Then we have to define the slab properties. Then click on define menu, then click on slab properties. After that, click on add new property, then click on then change property name to mat footing. Slab material which we use is M40 grade and thickness to 500, and material and type is mat. Then click on OK. Then our mat footing slab property is defined. Then click on OK to exit the dialog box. Then click on define, then click on column properties, then click on add new property. We have two column properties, column 500 into 500 and column 600 into 600. First we define column 500 into 500. Property name column 500 into 500, material type M40, and thicknesses in x and y direction is 500 and 500. Then click on OK. Now again click on add new property, then add column 600 into 600, material type M40, x and y direction thicknesses 600 and 600. Then click on OK. Our two column properties are defined. Then click on OK to exit the column property dialog box. After that, click on define menu, then click on subgrade soil subgrade property, then click on soil 1, then click on modify slash show property. Then change the subgrade modulus 2e plus 04 to 3e plus 04, because we calculate our subgrade modulus and it is 3 into 10 to the power 4. Then click on OK. After that, you have to check the load pattern, load cases, and define the load combination. Then first click on load patterns, then check that dead load and live load, then click on OK. After that, click on define menu, then load cases, then check that load cases should be linear statics, then click on OK. After that, click on load combinations, add new combo. Combo 1 is ultimate. First we add ultimate load, and for ultimate load, dead load and live load say scale factor should be 1.5, so change to 1.5. then click on strength, then click on OK. After that, we have to add new combo and change scale factor for dead and live load to 1, and then click on service normal, service initial, service long term, then click on OK. After that, our two load combinations are defined. Then click on OK to exit the load combination dialog box. After that, we have to draw slab. So click on draw menu, then click on draw slab area, then check the property should be mat footing, then click on a point, then click on second point, then click on third point from 18 meter, because our footing distance is 18 in an 18 meter. Click on 4, then close for then for closing it, click on again to first point. Our footing slab is drawn. After that, select the footing and check from bottom left corner that the selection is correct. After that, click on edit, then click on edit area, then click on expand and shrink area, because we have to expand 2 meter from each direction to cover the end columns. After that, change the offset value to 2000 mm, because we have to change we have to expand 2 meters, so in mm it should be 2000. So then click on OK. As you can see, our footing expanded to 2 meter from each direction. After that, we have to draw columns, then click on draw menu, then click on draw columns, then change property below to none, property above to column 500 into 500. First we draw column 500 into 500. After that, height below should be 0 and height above should be 2. Now place the column, and the grid helps you to placing the column. Uh, Place the column which have the property column 500 into 500 according to its distance. All columns are placed. Now we have to place column 600 into 600. So change the property above to 600 into 600, then place the columns. After that, we have to draw design strips. Then for that, click on draw menu, then click on draw design strips, then change the start width, left width, start width and end width to 4 as we calculate later. And strip layer should be a, strip layer A means in X direction. Now draw your strip layer. After after drawing all the 4 strips layer in X direction, now we have to draw strips layer in Y direction. So change the strip layer to B and draw strip layer in Y direction. Click on first point, then click on end point for the drawing of strip layer. After completing all 4 strips in Y direction, now we have to assign soil properties. So click on assign menu, then support data, then click on soil properties, then click on soil 1, then click on OK. The soil property should be assigned on our footing. Now click on column, then click on, and for that, and you can check it from left hand corner that the selection is correct. Then click on assign, then click on load data and click on point load for assigning loads on the column. As you can see, the dead load and live load for all the columns are different, so we should not select all the column combinedly. We have to select columns separately and assign dead load and live load uh, to column separately. You then according to our table we set dead load and live load for different column. Then as taken one example, for column 1 change dead load, and dead load is 1850 and X and Y dimension 500 into 500. And for live load, again click on that column, then click on assign point load, and then change name to live. Then live load should be 797.6 for column 1 and dimension are 500 into 500 mm. Then click on OK. This process is continue up to column 16, and for every column dead load and live load are different, and that dead load and live load are given in the table which we generate from the ETAP software. After that, you can check the loads are correctly applied on the columns. Then for that, click on click on click right on column and click on load, then check that live and dead load are correct or not. Now we have to change the rebar material for strips. So click on strips and then click on design, then change the rebar material to HYSD 500. We have to change every strip layer A and strip layer B and change its material to HYSD 500. For layer A, rebar material is HYSD, then click on OK. For every strip layer we have to change the rebar material to HYSD 500. In X direction there are 4 layers, and in Y direction there are also 4 layers. So after that we have to run an analysis that to check that our footing is passed or not. So click on run, then click on run analysis, then the display structure at different place are displayed. After that, click on run, then click on run analysis and design, then click on show punching shear design. As you can see that for different columns the different values are arise and it is greater than 1, so we have to change the thickness of our column. To click on first unlock the drawing. After that click on define, then click on slab properties, then click on mat footing, then click on modify slash show and change the thickness to 900 mm, then click on ok. uh, After that, if again it should not pass, then again change the thickness to 1200. After that you can see that all columns value are less than 1, so the our column is safe and it passed the check. After that click on the set display option, then click on extrude view, then click on ok. The extrude view is open and it show by clicking on 3D. For plane structure click on xy plane, and now click on display and click on show strip forces. In this the forces in strip forces are generated. We can check moment, shear force, aerial force, torsion in layer A and layer B, and we also change the load cases, load combination according to our need. Then for that click on apply to check that the forces. This is forces in layer B. You can also change the combination. Let I take the combination 1 and take component moment and click on apply, then the strip forces are defined. After that click on display menu, then click on slow slab design. After that change the com- component to M max, as we taken M max. Then the slab resultant M max diagram should be generated. After that click on display, then click on show crack widths. The crack widths are displayed. You can change the load cases, and you can also change the crack location, slab bottom face, slab top face. For and these cracks are 10 to the power minus 3, so it is negligible. Now click on run, then click on run detailing for the detailing. After that click on mark all the 3 detailing options, then click on ok. After that detailing should be displayed, then click on detailing modular explorer, then expand drawing sheet, then expand slab views. As you can see that this is the rebar table. In a slab views there are rebar table, and this is a rebar table in which dia, shape, cut lengths, numbers are all detailing of our enforcement are given. We also check for other like rebar schedule, bill of quantities. Like this is the bill of quantities. Now expand individual slab view, then mat 1. This is our rebar plan. You can also check a reinforced profile in layer B and layer A. You can also check for top rebar plans, bottom rebar plan, set 1, set 2. Bot this is the set 1 in which top and bottom uh, rebar are given according. This is the whole process of designing footing, and it is done by Safe Software. Thank you for watching this video.